sure it's lined up pretty good. I think I'm straight. Got my seam in the middle. I'm gonna do a quick press. Right after this press, just trying to get the moisture out. Once I get the moisture out, quick pull up. I have words going on here too, so I want to line this up kind of in the middle, kind of to the top, not too close to the top, because I don't want the words to be up in my neck. So we're going to move that down just a little bit, and then I'll be able to give my initial press on this, keeping it right in the middle. Put my cover sheet on, press it down real quick. Ooh, that is tight. Got to loosen that up some. Real tight. There we go. Press this down for like maybe 15 minutes. Once I press it down, pull it up, let it cool off for a few minutes before I take it off. And I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to work on putting the words down. Had to use my squeegee because this didn't have an initial sheet on top of it. And now we're going to line this up pretty much in the middle. I want it kind of on the top, not too far up from it, because we got a picture to put on this also. So I'm going to put it like right, maybe, let's do about right here. Okay, so I'm going to press this down for maybe 15-20 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, now, just finished pressing it. I pressed it for like 20. So now we're going to take this off. And voila, that came out perfect. Hot, but perfect. Now, I will be back because we got to take our temperature up to 380 because I'm going to put a sublimated picture on this. Okay, we still waiting for the heat press to get up to 380. But what I normally like to do is the carrier sheet that I just took off of that metallic. I normally like to take and put this right in the middle, my picture that I'm going to put on. So once I put it down, it'll line up pretty much right on point where I want it at. And I just lay it right down like that. We at 380. I'm going to take and put some butcher paper in here. I also always like to put down my Teflon sheet. And we're going to go for like 45 minutes. And I'll be back with the finished product. Okay, we are back. 45 minutes. Nice and hot. Okay, now, I'm going to take and pull that off. I normally like to let it cool off just a little bit before I touch it, so we won't burn the fingers. Okay, I got a fan blowing, so it should be cool in a few minutes. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, now let's see what we got. Take that off. This has ink on it now, so I won't be reusing that. We're going to throw that away. I'm going to pull the paper off. And voila. Came out perfect. We got Classy Lady. We have one more to go. I'll be back with the other one. Okay, we're going to work on our second shirt. What I always like to do is I always have my Teflon sheets that's over top of my padding that's on my actual heat press. But when I'm going to do sublimation, it's going to be on a white shirt. I always take and put the butcher paper down immediately over top of that. And for this one, I'm going to be using a George 100% cotton from Walmart shirt. It's long sleeve, it's white, and we're going to thread this onto the machine. Going to do it a little different from the sweatshirt. Whenever I have shirts that are lighter for sublimation, what I do is I line up with the neck part, bring it around, thread it at the bottom, make sure I'm in the middle, pull my arms up, make sure I'm good to go, make sure the top part of your shirt is together, make sure my paper didn't slide down too far. And we're going to do our initial press to get all of the moisture out. Okay, let's get our paper straight first. Okay, the paper is straight. The neck part is straight. This part is creased down. All right, let's get the moisture out first, and then we'll go further. And I just do this for like a few seconds just to get some of that moisture out. Okay, then. From here, we're going to use a frost. And what I did was, I know this is the bottom. So what I did was I put a B at the bottom. I always make sure that I got the frost part flipped up enough so that you'll know which side is going down. So I take and put that down. Line that up in the middle. And I'm going to take and put a Teflon sheet over top of it. But because I did that marking on that B, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off so it does not be on my material. I just needed that as a guide. So we're going to cut that off first. Let me cut that off. Sometimes you got to use what works for you to make sure that you're getting it done right. Okay? And this is such a clear hack to use for sublimation, so I always like to give myself a guide. We're going to let this press for a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay. This is pressed good enough. We're going to pull that off. Let it cool for just a little bit. And I know what I didn't do, that I always do, and that's use my lint roller. That way you won't get so many of these fibers. And I'm gonna just pull this off. And by this being so clear, the only thing you might see is my blue threads that's in the shirt that I did not lint roll to get off. All right, I'm gonna pull that off. I can pretty much see that because I did not do that. Okay, now we're gonna put this right on top. And this is the design I'm using. I also got this from Creative Fabrica, out of the Creative Fabrica Spark. And we're gonna put this right on top. I'm gonna put some butcher paper on it. Always want to try to protect your machine as much as possible from the ink coming from sublimation. So we're going to put that right on top. A Teflon sheet again. And from there, we're going to press right down. Let this be for 45 minutes and I'll be back. Okay. We went for 45 minutes. This is super hot. Always make sure you be careful when you take your sheets off. And you take the sublimation paper off. Sometimes I let it cool off and wait. And then sometimes I just can't wait. So I just pull it right on off. And this came out so pretty. Okay, so we finished with that design. I'm going to come back and show you both designs together. Okay, I'm coming back because I decided that this is too pretty for it to be plain without words. So I'm going to add 2 words at the bottom before I show you the finishing part. Let that sit down for maybe about 15-20 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Whenever you do sublimate and you decide that you want to add vinyl to it, always make sure you still go back and recover your ink because you want to protect your plate and you don't want anything to get on it. So I had to go back in, put my butcher paper back in because I didn't want my plate to get messed up. And we added a little glitter vinyl at the bottom. I'm pulling this off now. And we done. I'm gonna hit it one more time. Make sure the vinyl is adhered to it. And I'll be back.